KVNU Game Day continues with Aggie Call. Your chance to talk about today's game. Sponsored by Alpine Home Medical, Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning, Les Olson Company, Jarek's Fine Jewelry, My Mattress, Elements Restaurant, Cache Valley Bank, Castelite, Daryl's Appliance, Advanced Fireplace and Stove, Cache Valley Ear, Nose and Throat, White Pine Funeral Home, S.E. Needham Jewelers, and LSS Insurance. KVNU Game Day with Al Lewis and John Russell.
Well, in a game that was decided a long time ago, the officials decided to make it another 15 or 20-minute game when it didn't need to be, and even New Orleans and Utah State would have been for it to finish faster than it did. But still, in the end, the Aggies win by 32, as up by as many as 46. And let's face it, New Orleans was outmanned at the start. They only had 7 players here because of medical protocol situations involving their school. Their women's team couldn't even play a game this weekend. But John Russell, to be honest, they're 3-6 on the year. The Aggies are 6-3. The Aggies are back at home in the Spectrum, and they had to play like they did tonight. And they would have beaten almost anybody if they could have played like they played for a while tonight. This Utah State team had a really good game, but again, didn't have any kind of competition tonight, really.
Well, it goes back to what you said. This game should have been over probably about a half an hour ago, maybe a little less, and unfortunately the refs kind of drug it out. Bench would have liked to have seen a little better performance by the bench at
from
the very
real
end.
Bench guys.
Yeah.
We're talking about the guys who will not play in the normal rotation.
Unless
of
there's
things.
a game such as this. So, would have liked to have seen it was good for them, and it would have been nice to see them be a little more efficient, a little cleaner in their game. But as far as the starting team and the lineup, awesome. But one bit of bad news that we're not sure about. We'll see how that plays out.
It is the Sean Bairstow hand. He went up for a shot, and immediately you could tell there was blood everywhere on the court, and he immediately sprinted big tunnel to the training room, and managers and other doctors followed, and then he was seen leaving from there and going towards the Aggie locker room. I hope it is going to be good news about that because, again, he was starting to find it. He didn't have a great shooting game tonight, but he was doing other things. And this Aggie team tonight, again, we have to temper everything with who they played and where they played, how they played them with their circumstances.
Situation,
but the Aggies passed the ball tonight. They shot the ball tonight. They got people involved in the game that have really needed it. R.J. Idlerock really needed it. I thought Bairstow was helping himself. Dorius was terrific off the bench tonight when he struggled the last little while. And tell you, floor game-wise, Rylan Jones,
he was
spot on with the double-digit assists in the game.
Yeah, Rylan played extremely well, but it was a great game for the Aggies as a whole. As you mentioned, they had the opportunity to go out and do some things different. I agree. Dorius was great. It's funny. Most coaches would love to get. What did Justin have? Bean had
14 points and 8 rebounds in 26 minutes.
And most people would kind of be like, "Oh, you had an off night." Well, he didn't play a whole lot. What was 26? That's pretty close to what we've seen.
He had a 20 last year in one of those like San Jose games where we blew him out, and he played in the 20s against San Jose and Air Force and against New Mexico. So he normally doesn't get a night like this. And again, let's face it, it has been a run. I talked to Coach Odom about it. This team, normally when you play basketball, you kind of start off and you have a couple of games right off the bat, and then you maybe go to a tournament or you play something around Thanksgiving. But you almost seemingly get a week where maybe it's finals week and you don't play games for a while. This team is playing 2 games at least, if not 3, every week when the season started. And Christmas, remember, they're playing Tuesday, and they have to turn around and play the next Tuesday, and they're going to have a Christmas break in there. So there's not a long practice period for this team. So if he only plays 26 minutes, that probably helps because we know Bean's game's okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to practice.
And he just looks so comfortable at this point. We've talked about this. The Justin Bean that we're seeing now in relation to the one that we saw a few years ago where he just kind of played out of control. He had the energy. He's always had the energy and the excitement and enthusiasm, but he's kind of bottled it and kind of controlled it. So
he's in control right now.
Yes,
he plays. His body control's unbelievable.
Yeah. But to see him just play, 26 minutes, that's okay. Your starters, Rylan 28 minutes, Brock had 14, Bean 26, Horvath 24, and Idlerock only had 16 minutes. He played really well, but it was a good opportunity, and I have a feeling Coach told him, "All right, guys, I want to run the offense. I don't want us to necessarily really press and because New Orleans was 7 players. They could have easily gotten into early foul trouble. So I liked a lot of things that happened, but I love the fact, again, that Idle Rock was able to come out. He shot the ball. He played with confidence.
He started the game the right way.
Started the game the right way. And you know, one of the things I have to wonder is, does he like having the ball in his hands?
So Hamoda's three-pointer at the end of the first half gave the Aggies a 48-17 lead at the half. So they're up 31. And then really they continued to play and got it out to 75-29, a 46-point lead. And that was with about 7:50 to go. And that's the biggest margin of the game. After that, Aggies only scored 7 more points when most of the extra guys were in. And again, there was a few more points for, again, the Privateers on the other side. But 82-50 the final. So our text line is 435-339-0321. Our phone number is 753-KVNU-5868 for postgame Aggie call on KVNU tonight. And we'll hopefully, Jake will be able to get some sound for us from the player, Jake Ellis, up at the Spectrum from sound from players and coach. And so we return with more, and we'd love to have you join with us as well. John Russell, Al Lewis here. We'll check Jalen's keys to the game. Jalen couldn't be with us post-game, but we'll check how he looked at this one, and we'll check it out right after this timeout. Advanced Heating and AC, the gold medal winner in the Best of Northern Utah, is teaming up with Carrier Heating and Cooling. Carrier provides you with the best furnace units available. And now is the best time to buy a new unit before the weather turns Cache Valley cold. Financing options are available. Turn to the experts at Advanced Heating and AC and Carrier. Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning at 752-7272. Stop by at their showroom west of DI. Online, advancedheating-ac.com.
Old McDarrell has a farm and appliance farm.
This is Jay with Daryl's Appliance. Why do Santa and Mrs. Claus shop at Daryl's Appliance? It's easy. Daryl's has the best discounts on Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid laundry and kitchen appliances. Get the best price guaranteed. Don't forget our no-risk warranty and feel the Daryl's difference because service always comes first. Daryl's West on Airport Road, open until 6 p.m. on weekdays, 5 on Saturday.
See Daryl's Appliance in beautiful downtown Benson.
Cache Valley Bank's newest branch is now open in Preston. I'm Lance Zollinger, and I'm excited to announce Cache Valley Bank is now open inside Stokes Marketplace. If you're an existing customer, you'll love the convenience. If you're not a customer, we'd love to have you open a new account with us, or even talk with us about a loan for your farm or business. Cache Valley Bank, a community bank where decisions are still made locally, now open in Preston. Cache Valley Bank, member FDIC.
Hi, this is Ashley with LSS Insurance. Open enrollment for individual health insurance is November 1st through January 15th. Coverage through the marketplace is still available with more tax credits making it even more affordable. We'll help you navigate the marketplace, understand your plan options, and complete enrollment and save big. Trying it on your own can be frustrating. Let us help. Call 752-9493. There's no cost to work with us. Having a local agent makes all the difference. Call 752-9493.
It's KVNU Game Day with Al Lewis and John Russell.
And the Aggies win easily as they were supposed to. 20-point favorite going in, and I don't know if the odds makers knew that New Orleans would only bring 7 guys. It was announced as the game was started that since they held protocols, they had left people in New Orleans on this road trip. And they were only 3-6 coming in, so the Aggies are supposed to win. It's 7-3 now for Utah State. Daryl's Appliance brings you postgame. Remember, it's worry-free delivery installation, the best names of appliances, and that great no-risk extended warranty on the appliances. If you want the best, get with Daryl's Appliance Service and Sales, beautiful downtown Benson. John Russell with me, Al Lewis, and again, R.J. Idle Rock, again, was the start of the game, his star. Trevin Dorius, look at the minutes, 12 minutes. He played 11 minutes, 12 points, 9 boards. He was mad that Shimon Zapala got in before him.
Without a doubt, he really played probably the best game with as much aggressiveness as he did and did things that he needs to do. Kept the ball over his head when he got it. He's a big guy. People aren't going to take away from him. One of the most telling plays is the one
he dunked on Horvath.
Dunked on Horvath, his own guy. I mean, you got to love that. Now, we need that from him. And you look at him play, he runs the court well for a guy his size, He has a good sense of the game. It's just whether he's ready to go tonight. And tonight he was ready.
And Simeon Kirkland is not exactly chopped liver playing against tonight. He had a 14-14 game against the Aggies inside. So it's not like he was playing against a guy who couldn't play inside.
Not at all. I think maybe you're right. Maybe I think that's what Coach needs to do is just put Zapala in first. And maybe that's what's going to work for him.
Boy, because Shimon kind of struggled tonight. And we thought that lately he had been doing things well. And again, Ashworth always comes in and adds off the bench. So you get Ashworth. And what was unfortunate, and we're hoping it's okay, about Bairstow's injury, because he played the 18 minutes. He didn't shoot very well, but he got 5 assists. He got a rebound. He got a steal. He was making things happen. You can tell that length and all of that because, hey, Brock Miller, though, got the loudest applause of the night because he mopped up all of the blood on the floor, and that was terrific by that senior. But you know what? We got to get more from Brock. We really do.
Without a doubt. And, going back to Bairstow, you're seeing him where he's at a point now where he's comfortable with the game. The shot's going to come the more he plays, but he's comfortable. The first couple of games back, he kind of was he wasn't gun shy, but you could tell he was just trying to get into the flow. But what he really brings is that athleticism and length that you need in college basketball today. So, yeah, as soon as we hear something, we'll be sure and let you know. Maybe Coach will mention it.
I hope so. I hope so. So RJ Idle Rock starts the game with and again, our text line's available, 339-0321, or again, the phone number is 753-KVNU to join in with our Aggie call tonight. And Inspector, what was it like up there? Were there many people at the game tonight?
You could tell it's finals weekend. The students that were there did a great job. But
they did get the up by 40, and I was glad they got that. It took them a few minutes, but then a few seconds, and they finally got. Usually they're right on, but they finally got it going.
If they're worried about their engineering tests, maybe the 40 stuff, but not a bad crowd for the students. It is a Saturday evening. I would have liked to have seen it. We did have a couple of texts here.
Let's talk about
5338 says a glorified scrimmage for the Aggies tonight.
And what did I tell you when the first text in the game? I said it's just a scrimmage for tonight.
New Orleans was completely outmatched, especially underneath.
Yes.
And you know what? I give them credit though for giving a try. They came out and they did their best.
I guess they could have called Utah State and said, "Hey, we're having to cancel the game."
Yeah.
And all. They did a good job on the St. Hilaire, their leading scorer. The guy who has had 20-point games. He was one of the leading scorers in the country through the first part of December. 4 for 16, 0 of 6 from 3, and he only ended up with 9 points. So he's had 2 games out of double figures for the first time in a long time for him, those last 2 that they played.
Well, I think when you've got the rest of your team missing, he really probably pressed a little too much. Saw most Aggie players play tonight, but we did, again, from 5338, wanting to know of Matt Wickheiser's status. Have you heard anything or just didn't get in?
I don't know. Last year, did Matt get in any games last year? Did they ever check him in? I thought he
did. So,
and I'm thinking I got to look up Wickheiser's sheet of paper.
And while you're doing that, I think the big thing is that I think Coach wanted to see some of these games in an environment where they were working with players that maybe they don't normally use.
Yes, Matt played 9 games last year. Yeah. He's listed as a sophomore. He could, I guess, have a redshirt year if they wanted to. If they played him last year. They could be in that spot, and that's what they're doing apparently with Cade Potter. It looks like he will be a redshirt, the freshman out of Orange County, California, who came home from a mission after signing with the Aggies.
You look at who was on the floor at the end of the game. It was Wagstaff, Shulga. Let's see, it was Gillis was Norbert, and Hamuda.
And you've got Coach Odom's son is a walk-on on the team, but he's not eligible either until after the semester, I understand, is the way it ends. Yeah. He would be eligible, but he would be just a walk-on guy to the team, too. And Wickheiser is a walk-on to the team.
And it would have been nice, but, guys have to get minutes. They have to be ready.
He hasn't been in yet this year, so, again, they got to be. Remember, you found out for sure on the walk-on situation in college football or basketball is not like football. You can play 4 games.
Yep.
And again, this year he has not played at all. It says, do not play injury. on him. So maybe he is battling something. He's practiced some. Right. I don't know if he's gone in all the workouts in practice that I've seen.
Yeah, maybe there is something. One other text here from 0249, and this was interesting. If you didn't catch it there towards the end, there was a technical foul called on the Aggies.
And you know why?
And you nailed it.
I said, I bet Gillis, they didn't get the right number in the scorebook because he's been wearing 20. He's supposed to wear like 15 or whatever it is. And it was rightly pointed out by Lance Beckert. He knows on the Aggie broadcast on the internet, is the former director of operations. An assistant coach always goes to the scorebook and makes sure the right numbers are in there. Yeah. So somebody in the staff, it's not Coach Odom's fault, it's not anybody's fault, got entered into the scorebook with the wrong number for Gillis.
You got to make those are the little things you got to make sure right. So but he missed the free throw anyway.
Can you imagine
okay.
if for some, I mean, in a close game, they probably wouldn't put Connor in anyhow.
No.
But can you imagine if all of a sudden the coach, I need to give a foul at this kind of thing, and puts him in, and then that makes a difference for 1 point in a close game. That's the reason why you make sure it's always right.
I wouldn't want to be the coach that was responsible for that.
All right, love to hear from you again with texts at 339-0321. Or you can use the phone number and call us at 753-KVNU as we continue with Game Day on KVNU, brought to you in part by Les Olson Company. Again, free network assessment available. If you don't have to take the risks when it comes, like they're saying, you have no idea what gets into your system anymore with these people out there wherever. Take action with the Les Olson Security Sweep, available. All of your office technology needs handled by Les Olson, and you can go to lesolson.com. And this is Game Day on KVNU with the Aggies winning tonight. Again, the final score was 82-50.
Ladies, many of you will be fortunate enough to find a small but beautifully wrapped package under your tree with a brown satin ribbon and a box imprinted Jerix. The man who put it there is trying desperately to tell you that you are more precious than diamonds, more valuable than gold, and very, very special. Men who come to Jerix believe their wives deserve the best. And whether they spend $49 or $4,900, the message is the same. Men who come to Jerix are still very much in love. We just thought you should know. Jerix Fine Jewelry, 930 North Main in Logan.
My name is John Brenchley. Last year, my father, Lynn, passed away. Our family misses him tremendously. From the first phone call we made to White Pine Funeral Services until he was laid to rest, White Pine helped us every step of the way. The staff was there to guide us through the entire process. They were kind, gracious, and their facilities are amazing. White Pine helped to make the difficult situation of losing my dad into a positive experience where we could remember him and celebrate his life.
White Pine Funeral Services, here when you need us most.
This is Dave Simmons for Les Olson Company. Imagine the other team has an ace in their starting lineup. He's fast, relentless, and his field goal percentage is 73%. What's your team's defensive strategy against a player like that? Well, that player is ransomware. And in 2020, 73% of ransomware attackers succeeded in holding their victims' data hostage. Don't take risks. Take action with the Les Olson Security Suite. Get your free network assessment at lesolson.com.
Cold weather is here. Let the gold medal winner in the Best of Northern Utah's Fireplace category help you update your home with Heat and Glow's full line of gas or wood-burning products. Building a new home? Let the professionals at Advanced Fireplace and Stove design and install your fireplace. From traditional to modern, Heat and Glow has something for every design and every budget. Install a product that will allow your family to make memories for years to come. Stop by at their showroom or visit them at advancedfireplaceandstove.com. Hey, we got Al Lewis, John Russell. We've got you, all of you Aggie fans, driving away from the Spectrum or watched it on the internet like I did down here as the Aggies win the game 82-50 over New Orleans. They were supposed to win this one. They did. New Orleans, again, though, only had 7 players because of some protocols of COVID-19, and their women's team wasn't even playing. Speaking of the women went back to Ball State today and lost 81-55. The Aggie ladies are now 5-4 on the year. And I do want to check. You know, the last time the Aggies played New Orleans, they won the game in the Spectrum against the New Orleans team, and Jalen Moore, I mentioned to him, had 5 assists. I think that was his season-high assist. Besides his 18 points, he made 5 of 8 shots. So I was giving him a hard time about that before the game. So, but Kobe McEwen played in that game, and we'll see Kobe on Wednesday night.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. He left Utah State, went to Marquette.
I think he's averaging around 16 a game for Weber or something like that at this point of the season. And Weber won today. Again, they had an interesting game. They played Maine, who?
Fort Knox.
Well,
Fort
it should have been. They should have brought gold with them.
There is a Fort Knox, actually, at Maine Fort. No, this is Maine Fort Kent. Brownie points if you know their mascot.
You told me a few minutes ago, and I can't even remember. Okay.
The Bengals. But
82-46?
36, yeah.
Kobe had 10. He's averaging 16.2 and 4.4 rebounds a game for Weber State. Started off averaging 20 early in the year. Let's do some other scores brought to you by Jarek's Fine Jewelry. Again, we're waiting to hear from Coach Odom and from a player up at the Spectrum. Hopefully Jake Ellis will get that back to us. Make it special. Make it Jarek's at 930 North Main. What else you got?
Well, full day in basketball, college basketball. One of my favorite days. Just kind of parked it on the – it was very unproductive
There was
at
some
home.
There were some interesting big games, and one of them was huge for the Aggies that Oklahoma beat Arkansas.
Yes, that was a great win. Helps the Aggies as far as the overall picture. But in the Mountain West, we'll start there. Several games in the book. Colorado State,
That's impressive.
Look out.
They'll go to the top 25 this week. They were 26 in both polls last week, and they're 10-0.
And they beat Mississippi State in the Hall of Fame Classic 66-63. UNLV beats Hartford 95-78. San Jose State takes care of Pacific 78-66. Fresno State 63-55 over UC Irvine. And game currently in action, about 16 minutes to go in the second half. Wyoming is leading 42-37 over Utah Valley.
Utah Valley's a good team.
They're not a bad basketball. They're 7-2 on the year, so not
but Wyoming's
bad at all.
only lost the one to Arizona. And Arizona won a big game today against
huge
Illinois.
Game against Illinois. That was a great game. Other games from in-state teams, we mentioned Weber. Another one, Southern Utah 100, St. Catharines. I got a feeling they make a lot of money.
Didn't we play St. Catharines? I think we did. Yeah, they just go around getting paychecks.
They must be doing well by it, so good for them. BYU struggled with Creighton, went down early, made a little run.
They were down, kind of like the Aggie game. Yeah. They were down 20. They brought it back and made it a little interesting, but in the end, they won't lose by 12, which is the same margin we lost.
But they struggle on the road. They're not.
This was
do much better.
This was at South Dakota.
Correct.
They didn't really. I mean, it's away from Provo,
right?
But it was a neutral site game.
Yeah.
Kind of like when they played Oregon, they played in Portland rather than at Eugene, but they dismantled them.
In that
but
game.
Creighton lost to Colorado State earlier, so that shows you how good Colorado State is.
We better.
And the
Aggies
Aggies will get Iowa next week at 7:00 our time in the same place at that Pentagon in South Dakota. Same night as the bowl game, unfortunately.
That's going to be a big game. And then the other one of note, Utah dispatched of Manhattan 96-62. So good win there for Coach Smith and the Utes. And in the NBA, Utah continues to play great basketball.
Well,
they beat Washington, who's playing really well this year. They win 123-98. And, the thing is if it weren't for Golden State and the Phoenix Suns, everybody'd be talking about the Jazz. So maybe they can fly under the radar a little bit and sneak up on
They'll get some head-to-head on those guys
they will.
Eventually, so it'll be interesting to see how they match up with that. Our game day sponsor is ChemDry of Northern Utah on our game day postgame and pregame. They have this green certified solution hot carbonating extraction cleaning method that delivers a deeper, longer-lasting clean for your carpets, and they clean lots of other things too. 752-6100 for ChemDry of Northern Utah. Jalen Moore's keys to the game. We've got to win the rebound battle, and we got to have somebody rebound besides Bean.
Yep.
Dorius, 9. Horvath, 7. That's better. We did win the rebound battle. Probably should have won it more than we did in the game, 40-38. But again, we did have some other people besides Bean. Only had 8 boards. Who passed Spencer Nelson now for the number 8 spot on the all-time rebound list. And Spencer did tweet out during the game, congratulations to the guy I recruited in Reno when he was over there on his mission.
Well, he maybe we got to have Spencer doing more recruiting. That was a good pickup right there. But no, it was good. The Privateers, they actually had
that Kirkland guy was really good.
On the rebounding side
they led most of the game in rebounding. They had a lot. There were offensive rebounds because they missed so many shots too, and a lot of them were longer rebounds, and that sometimes tempers that. Jalen said, "Our pace, please," and I thought the Aggies played exactly at the pace they wanted until the last 5 minutes when it kind of dissembled as the guys. But more starters production. The Idle Rock is big in this game. But again, Jones got 6, but he got 11 assists, 4 steals, so he did what he needed to do. We've still got Brock Miller only took 5 shots and made 2 of them. He had 6 points. And Horvath only scored 7 on 3 out of 10, and he missed all 3 of his threes when he's been shooting much better. But he did get the 7 boards. But it was, gosh, it's Dorius, it's Ashworth, and Breirstow. Scholga ended up with 5 by the end of the game. So the bench really did perform in a big way tonight for the Aggies. They had 35 bench points. Now, New Orleans only got 2 out of the 2 guys off the bench who didn't start the game. You figure they would have all had a chance to do it. So those were Jalen Moore's keys to the game. Jalen's been pretty much right on. He and I talked a lot about this team. Again, defensively, they held them to 29%. So they did what they had to do, and they took a good score out of the game in St. Hilaire. So the Aggies team defense good there. And again, what you need to now, the Aggies need to get that combination of rebounding defense going. But the offense tonight did get the assists back with 26 out of 31 baskets. That is terrific, and that's got to continue. And they were really passing that extra pass and all that. This has got to happen against a team like St. Mary's that can really defend you. Yeah. That's where because you're going to have some people get at you and after you. And Randy Ray will have a plan on Wednesday night, and Weber's playing pretty well.
Well, they're playing extremely well. They're 9-1 on the year. Their only loss was just this week against Washington State, who came in and throttled them. They beat them 94-60. But nonetheless, they're playing good ball. They have athletes. We all know what Kobe can do. He's an athletic player.
He can be a terrific, explosive player. And do you imagine how he feels playing this game?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
It'll be very interesting. But no, I think this time of year, for years we were accustomed to playing our in-town tournament, but it was against much lesser competition.
It would have been like this.
It would have been like this. But it seemed like it always, seemed to, you were able to fine-tune some of the loose ends, kind of take care of business. And the unfortunate thing for the Aggies right now is you can't do that against Weber or Iowa. You got to come ready to go. The advantage of that is you're already in it. You're seeing what that competition's like.
And you've beaten Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So now if you can win 2 games this next week, you're looking there at 9-3 with a really good resume of games, and then you play Portland State before you start conference play. But you've got a good resume for everybody to continue. Bean got the 14 points tonight. He also passed Desmond Penninger to me, number 34 in scoring. He is 2 points away from passing now Gary Wilkinson, really productive Aggie player at number 33. He did pass Spencer Nelson for the rebounds tonight. So, again, Utah State, took care of that. Those stats for Justin Bean in his limited playing time tonight. Oh, looks like we've got something from the Spectrum. It looks like it is R.J. Idlerock, who, again, got a chance to speak to the media tonight. So let's see if we can go to that right now. And we'll see. Oh, and it also looks like they had Trevin Dorius come in, too. But we will get R.J. Idlerock. And, again, this tonight is brought to you by My Mattress for the transfer here from UMBC. And let's hear what he has to say from the Spectrum on our Aggie Call postgame. And, again, get ready with your phone calls at 753-KVNU if you'd like to join with us.
Idlerock, thoughts on this one, please?
Yeah, it was a good game. It was a game we definitely needed. Coming off two tough losses, we felt like we should have won. So, just coach in the locker room said, how are we going to respond tonight? And I felt like we responded the right way, and we were a good win. So,
you had a couple of shots right at the start of the game drop for you. Does that help you kind of get rolling?
Yeah, it definitely helped me get my rhythm. The guys were finding me. I know Rylan found me early in the corner. I just took my time and knocked it down. Definitely helps moving forward with the game. So, yeah.
Your shot overall from the perimeter looked really good tonight. I mean, is that something you've been working on? Because you kind of struggled a few games there with that.
Yeah, it's just really just getting in the gym. My coach has been trying to just give me confidence to really just shoot the ball and stay aggressive. A lot of the time, it's just got to get it up, get the arc right, and then it will go in. So, yeah.
That was a great start. Obviously, you guys are 15-2 and never looked back. It seemed everything was rolling.
Yeah, it was a great start to the game. The fans were involved. It gave us some energy. Everyone seemed to be hitting shots right out the gate. So I felt like everyone felt good from the jump. So, yeah.
You've had games where you've shared the ball really well, got a lot of assists, but tonight was another big night, especially Rylan really got people the ball. Does that really help the offense get flowing when you're sharing the ball like that?
Yeah, I feel like once the ball moves side to side, our offense is really hard to guard. Ryan's a great facilitator. Once he gets in there, he always looks outside or for guys cutting. So, yeah, it definitely helps our offense. And then as the game goes on, they sort of just, they don't know what to do. Do they come and help, or do they just stay out? And then that's when guys get open drives to the basket. So.
RJ, on top of Sean's question, you guys had 26 assists on 31 made shots. So is this the best ball movement team you've ever played with? Or can you think of other times that you played with the team this game?
No, this is definitely the best team for sharing the ball. I feel like we got guys, everyone can dribble. Like, whoever gets the rebound literally pushes it. We have our center, Brandon, pushing up the ball, Bean pushing up the ball, and then we have the guards. So it's like, I feel like we're very hard to guard in that sense. So, yeah, we're a very unselfish team. So, yeah.
Had it been fun to watch the big men finish like Trevin did today. You had so many dunks and easy baskets.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's great to see. It definitely gives us more energy when they be catching and dunking and just rocking the rim. And so it's great to see. So, yeah.
Yeah, in games like this, you get a lot of more time for players typically on the bench, and a lot of them performed really well in this game. What was that like to see?
Yeah, it's definitely happy to see. I feel like they work hard. They work hard each and every day. They help us just as much as the guys that play a lot of minutes. So it's nice to see them get out there and then do good things. So yeah, it was a great game overall.
There's R.J. Allerock with his career high for an Aggie. Again, he's had higher games, I think, at UMBC, but he scored 14, and that gets him his high water mark tonight in this game for this Utah State basketball team. Definitely needed by him, I think, right off the bat, again, to make the shots like he did. He opened both halves with a three-point shot that made.
Yeah, he did. And hopefully that creates a little confidence with him. I think we've all felt up to this point this season, he's been a little tentative in what he can do and how he does it. Tonight, not so.
And My Mattress will now bring you Trevin Dorius, speaking of him from the Spectrum. Certainly, of course, you improve your sleeping when you go to My Mattress for the best in mattresses. Isn't it time you sleep exceptionally, is what they all say at 981 South Main and Logan. Here's Trevin.
Problems, big man problem.
Looks like they're going to get to Trevin here. Here we go.
Trevin Dorius, thoughts on this one?
Just anything?
Yeah.
Wow, that's wild. Just give me that green light.
Yeah.
It was fun. I just think, like, us as a team, it's one of the most fun teams I've ever played with. Like we were just talking with RJ. But the way that we share and move the ball is really special and unique to our team. And personally, like last year, we had a lot of good stuff going on as far as sharing the ball. But this year is just everyone is looking out for each other. We got some great camaraderie as a team. And this has been really fun to play. And tonight's game, you got to give New Orleans credit. They came in with 7 guys, and they played their hearts out. And so it was just overall, it was fun. Respect those guys a lot, and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out.
Questions?
Pretty efficient, especially when you're dunking the ball. I mean, 6 for 6, but 4 I think were dunks. I mean, do you feel like just getting after tonight?
Yeah, so there's something cool about getting that first dunk that just like, when you see the ball go in any aspect of basketball, you start to gain more confidence. And basketball being a game of confidence, it really helps. One leads to another, and then you start to get rolling. And for me, just coming back the last few weeks, it was just a big confidence booster to start seeing things work out, just work out in my favor.
Trevin, you're 1 rebound short of a double-double.
I'm looking at that now. It's like,
in there?
It's crazy unfortunate. It's not the most important thing. I got plenty of time to make that one happen again. But I think it's cool. It's not the most important thing to me ever.
You're an in-state guy. You just had BYU last week, tough game. You get back on track now. You got Weber State next week. How do you guys keep some momentum going forward? Because they've got a pretty good team this year.
They do got a pretty good team. Coach comes into the locker room before our game and starts talking about what it means to be responsive, both in wins and losses. Of course, today it was talking about how we're going to respond to the tough loss we had at BYU. But coming into Weber, it's a great game. It's a great team, and we got to prepare for them like we prepare for everyone else, and it's not going to change so much in that regard. We can't expect the same result tonight to just be handed out to us. at Weber, so we're going to work hard and prepare for them.
So you've been around Brock quite a bit. How fun was it to see how he reacted tonight with the Mr. Clean stuff?
Yeah, it's always fun to see the student section get involved and the whole stadium cheering like that. It's pretty electric as a player. You know, Brock is one of the funniest dudes I've ever met. He loves it, and it's funny to watch the crowd react to him like that. He's just getting out there, working the crowd like a true performer.
I'll tell you what, Trevin Dorius is a character, as you can tell. He's got some personality. He is fun to be around, always has been. I've always enjoyed Trevin, and it's great to see him come in and dunk that ball and get going because he had it all tonight. He caught the ball solid. He was solid getting rebounds. He blocked shots. He was all over the place.
He's a guy that I think we've all wanted just to – he's a good guy. You know, you like him whether you know him or not. Just he seems to have that positive attitude. And as fans, I think we've always all wanted him to succeed, not only just for him, but, you know, what he does for the team. And I think you saw that tonight is there's the potential because we've always talked about he's not going to be a 20-10 guy, although tonight he kind of can.
If they give him a few more minutes, he might have got that at least. He might have been a 20-20 guy.
Yeah, so there's, you know, I go back to, and I think we've talked about this before, you go to the old Bulls, Chicago Bulls teams, and they didn't have the one big center, the dominant guy. They had who was it? Wennington, Cartwright, and there was one more. Luke Longley from New Mexico.
Yep.
And so, you know, I think that if you can get the performance like you did from Dorius and Zapala struggled a little bit tonight. But, you know, if you could get those guys to come in, give you some good solid minutes, put some points on the board, and get some rebounds, it's a win situation. And hopefully, again, we talked about confidence. That's the theme for tonight. Who took tonight's game and took advantage of it and is going to get confidence out of it?
And R.J. Eidelrock did. Trevin Dorius did. And let's hope we can get Sean Bairstow in and all this, and maybe we'll hear something from the coach on that. That's coming up next. And again, our text line is still available, 339-0321. After we hear from the coach in the next segment, we can take your phone calls, too, at 753-KVNU. Game day continues. Aggies win it. Final score was 82-50, but they led once by 46 in this game over New Orleans.
Don't wait. Plan your New Year's Eve celebration now. There's no better way to get the night rolling than at the Riverwoods Conference Center's wonderful buffet catered by Elements Restaurant. The night kicks off at 5 p.m. for you early birds. Reservations are being accepted from 5 until 9 p.m. for those that plan to keep the night rocking with appetizers, salads, slow-roasted prime rib, seafood, shrimp cocktail, and decadent dessert. Sure to crave any sweet tooth. Start your New Year's off in style with family and friends at the Riverwoods Conference Center. Call ahead for reservations, 750-5151. That's 750-5151.
The holidays bring family, friends, and parties and more. How important is it to you to know that your house is sparkling clean this holiday season? Trust ChemDry of Northern Utah's hot carbonated extraction process to ensure your home is the cleanest, healthiest environment for your family gatherings this season. From carpets to hardwood floors to furniture and even granite countertops for baking. This is Darryl with ChemDry of Northern Utah. Holiday gift certificates are now available, and mention this ad for a free ChemDry world famous spot cleaner.
ChemDry of Northern Utah. ChemDry of Northern Utah. 435-752-6100.
Experts tell us that the 3 areas of balance for proper health are exercise, nutrition, and sleep. This is Ryan, owner of My Mattress, and while My Mattress store can't really help with exercise and nutrition, we can help with better sleep. If a person started today to live a balanced life in health, exercise, and sleep, 3 things might happen. 1, we might throw away the bag of peanut M&Ms that we have stashed. 2, we might get up off the couch and exercise. And 3, we'd come buy a new mattress here at My Mattress.
What are you doing for your home medical supply needs? Hi, I'm Jay Broadbent with Alpine Home Medical. We sell the highest quality products in the industry, and your shopping experience with us will be unmatched. Get out and enjoy freedom with one of our many different power chairs. We'll make sure you have the best experience possible and that you can bring wellness home.
Alpine Home Medical, we bring wellness home.
KVNU Game Day continues. with Aggie Call. More analysis about today's game and your chance to talk about it. Call 753-KVNU or 800-369-KVNU.
You got to kind of go a little bit. We're on the edge of our seats or on the edge of our anxieties like we were at BYU to try to beat them for the first time in 10 times. Didn't happen, but the anxiety of the St. Mary's finish and the frustration of that, of course. But the Aggies, again, from start to finish, they were on their way. They were up 15-2, as Jeff Hunter was mentioning to somebody there in the post-game press conference, a 12-2 run. They had another 15-0 run to end the first half, and then they had an 11-0 run midway through the second half to take it out to the 46 margin, and they win by 82-50. Have the coach here post-game, so maybe he can answer something. I hope he can say something about what's going on with Sean Bairstow and more, but here's Coach Ryan Odom post-game after the game. You'll listen up and then call in or text in your comments or thoughts about what the coach says. 753-KVNU is our phone number. The text line is 339-0321. Here is Coach Odom.
Yeah, good win for us. Obviously, a ton of guys contributed within the game. One of the biggest keys for us going in was, wrote a word on the board, response. And that could mean several different things, but for us, how are we going to respond to coming off of 2 straight losses? And, man, can we start over? I can't breathe. Every time I walk up those stairs, it's like, I can't breathe.
It's
crazy.
Long ago we were up here.
We should mention they have moved the press area up to the top, rather. It used to be down below. So.
Could he breathe? Was he all right?
Oh, no, he was almost dead.
Yeah, did he have the towel? Oh, no, it was Rob. He had a towel, too. I was thinking Tark. But really messed me up. Gosh.
Let's try this again.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Take 2. Thoughts on this one?
Yeah. No, a great win for us. A lot of contributors, throughout the game. The key for us was what type of response were we going to have, after coming off of a really heartbreaking loss to St. Mary's. And then a game against BYU where they played extremely well. We certainly, did not play as well, but had a chance still when it was 67-60 or 69-62, to try to inch our way back into it. So there were some positive things within the game, even though the result wasn't what we wanted. And so for us, it was all about what was the response going to be, at the beginning of this game. And I thought our starters got us off to an excellent start to the game. I think it was, I don't remember the exact score, but pretty quickly it was 10-2, and then all of a sudden it ballooned 18 to whatever. And it just continued on from there. And so it was a pretty clean game all around for us. We knew they were going to be very physical around the rim, and they were going to try to get the ball inside on us. And I thought Brandon and Bean, did a nice job of keeping it out of there. And when it did go in there, they got their hands on some balls, and then we got some help down in there as well. And I thought our offense, went from there. We were able to get out in transition. Ryland made some really good passes ahead. And I thought our guys overall were really looking for one another. And I think that just really continued throughout the game. Good guys off the bench. Steven was Steven. Sean gave us some great minutes. I thought Trevin, even though I put Shimon in first, Trevin came in and gave him a chance pretty quickly, and he delivered. I thought he had an excellent game, caught the ball, played good defense around the rim, and I thought that was definitely a bright spot for us. So big week ahead for us. We've got to rest and get ready for a really tough Weber State team, but definitely excited about this win.
What do you know about Sean's situation now?
I don't know anything yet. We'll see. I know it came out, and so it broke the skin. Yeah, it broke the skin. So, he looked at me and he was ready. He didn't know what to do. So he ended up just running up the ramp there to get with Leah. But, hopefully he's okay. I feel bad, that obviously that happened to him because he's playing well for us and we need him. But at the same time, we started the season without him, and we'll kind of see how that develops.
That start, I thought RJ had a lot to do with that start.
RJ was, yeah, good point. One of his better games. Yeah, one of his better games, and RJ can shoot. And, sometimes when it's not being disrespected, but when they guard you a little bit differently than you're used to, like he's used to being guarded, at UMBC where he was the primary guy and they're trying to game plan against him. Well, now he's kind of gone back in time a little bit to where when he was a freshman. And sometimes it can take a little bit of time to adjust to that. And, I think his best days are clearly going to be ahead of him. He's getting more comfortable out there. We're challenging him to get in a little bit better shape, and he's working on that, outside of practice as well, and just being more confident and playing his game. And so I was excited about how he performed today.
We've talked about sharing the ball. Another night where you have 26 assists and
Yeah.
field goals. And Ryland with 11.
Ryland with 11. Ryland just plays the game the way it's supposed to be played, and I think our transition offense helped with that a lot. Like our guys were moving it up the court, we were getting stops, and when we're able to do that, we're a tough team, and so we've got to keep that going.
Coach, Sean likes to steal my questions, but Ryland, he had some big plays in the first half. What did you see on his versus oop to beam, and then how he kind of threaded the needle in there to hold that?
Yeah, that was an incredible pass and an incredible catch. I haven't seen many of those in my time, and what a play that was. I mean, for Ryland to see it and trust it, and then Bean to be able to come up with that was tremendous. That's one that those two they'll be celebrating that one until they're 55, together. But Ryland's just a really good player. He's hard on himself. And after losing 2 games, I know he felt not responsible for it, but he felt like he could play better, and he certainly did tonight. His response was, I'm going to play tougher, I'm going to play cleaner, and I'm going to play forward, and he definitely did that.
Sounds like the team all responded to his response on the thing, and that was what brought up earlier. RJ Idlerock, I've just looked it up. He did shoot 47% last year for UMBC, 40% from 3, and averaged 14.3 a game. He'd had the 10-point game against Oklahoma. He was shooting 34% coming in and 22 from 3. So that is really, really something for him to get going. Let's hope that does turn the corner for him, because then he adds a big key to what Jalen was talking about, is we do now almost the way the bench has started to help a little bit lately. We almost need now more from the starters is what we need.
Yeah. Well, he was very limited in his time and what he did, but I think there were some telling things the coach said there. If you want to read into it a little bit, it's one of his better games, but he says he can shoot, which to me was almost like saying, hey, folks, just relax. This is going to happen. He's going to get there.
Back off, he can do it.
But he's getting more comfortable with the offense. And let's face it, you're playing against much better competition at Utah State than you are, at UMBC, even before you get into conference play. Yeah. He's going to be key. We had a couple of texts, and I just want to follow up, 5662 and 4086. Basically wanting to know what's happening with Bear Stowe.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Breaking the skin of the finger means it's dislocated or the dislocation or the break came through the finger. Yeah. That's got to be some kind of stitching or repairing. And it looked like it had to be a shooting hand that got hit on the shot when he went inside. That doesn't sound good to me.
No, it doesn't, and Coach really didn't have anything more to offer. So,
but you could see, he said, we started the year without him. All that stuff.
Almost implied that's
I
what
feel
he's
bad for him
do.
because he hurt that. What was it, elbow or something in the conference tournament? Couldn't play the championship game against San Diego State when Sam hit the shot. And then he started this year with this, the lacerated kidney, as we found out, besides the wrist, and now this.
Yeah, it's tough.
He plays so dang hard and fast when he plays.
And he, like I said, he's what we need. He provides that athleticism, the length, and hopefully
and attack ability and stuff that maybe some of the other guys can't do. And Z Hamoda's got a chance, so maybe now this gives Z a chance to maybe get back into that spot. He and Shulga will have to fight for it.
Coaching staff saying, "Hey, okay, guys, there's minutes to be had. Who wants them?" But yeah, it's tough because he was playing well. You could see he was developing confidence. 5464. We heard this from Dorius. Shout out to Mr. Clean. Great floor work tonight.
It was terrific. It got the crowd going. That and that pass that Ryland made to Bean for that dunk
early on
was really.
And it was a great pass, but just to see the way Bean handles it.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great catch and a great throwdown to go with it.
It was.
So, awfully positive.
Anything else in the text?
Yeah,
area?
we actually a few more
Okay.
comments. Again, following up on what Coach said about Ryland, 5-3-3-8. Ryland Jones-Chanling has entered John Stockton tonight with 11 assists.
4 steals and made 2 of 3 shots, 2 for 2 for 3.
Yeah, he was solid. But I like this comment. Bean got out-rebounded tonight. Yeah. He didn't lead the team. Dorius did the job there. So,
that's the first time this year that
good,
he has not led the team in rebounding.
Good for him. Question here from 1629. Which newcomer to the team do you believe has the bigger upside, and which has shown the most improvement? That's a tough question.
Well, I mean, this is the kind of game that when we're playing well, we'll get from Ryland Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Ryland can still score more than he does. But, Horvath's already shown what he can do as a newcomer. But now R.J. Idlerock, I think, has more dynamic, maybe. We do need Horvath to show a little stronger inside. If he's not going to make the threes, go inside and rebound. He got 7 in his limited time. He needs to do more of that, and he needs to finish more at the rim rather than get dunked on by Dorius.
When you look at the newcomers, and I think you've got to combine those, who has shown the most improvement. I think that, again, I'm with you. I think that Horvath has the potential to really be a standout player, because if he can get his opponent, his defender, to have to chase him around inside, outside, that just wreaks havoc on the opponents.
It does.
And, we're going to be facing some bigger teams, so it's going to be a challenge.
All right, SC Needham Jewelers brings you the Coach post-game. They also, of course, brought you some of those text comments as well, and we'd love to hear from you there at 339-0321, or the phone number is available, 753-5868. One last segment of our game down this Saturday night where the Aggies win their 7th as they beat New Orleans tonight. The Privateers go down. Again, they only had 7 here because of some safety protocol situations involving their school, and the 7 only scored 50. The Aggies had 82 and win it.
Stephen, stop dragging your feet. Don't you give me that look. You've had a bad attitude all day. Now, look, I know you'd rather be with your friends right now, but this has to be done, and either you start cooperating or I'm going to start taking things away from you. And I think you know what that means, don't you, Stephen?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Okay.
Watch it.
Bigger isn't always better. At Cast-A-Lite, you'll choose from a huge selection of pavers and receive help from experts. You'll see just how easy it is to do it yourself. For brick, block, rock, paver, and tile, go where the pros go. Online at castalite.com.
Happy holidays from the entire team at Ascent Aesthetics. Each Monday, Ascent Aesthetics will release amazing gift ideas and packages. These packages are only valid for 2 business weeks and can be found on Facebook. Follow Ascent Aesthetics at ascent.aesthetics. Again, these amazing packages can only be found on Facebook at ascent.aesthetics and are only good for a limited time. Give the perfect gift this year, a treatment from Ascent Aesthetics. Learn more at ascentaesthetics.com or follow on Facebook.
West Point Dairy Products at Hiram is hiring. West Point Dairy Products has been manufacturing high-quality butter for over 25 years in Cache Valley. They're currently expanding and want you on their growing team. West Point Dairy Products offers competitive wages for entry-level positions starting at $18 per hour, full benefit packages, double time on Sundays, a $2,000 sign-on bonus, and tremendous opportunities for growth. For immediate consideration, call Express Employment Professionals at 435-213-9595.
For 125 years, SC Needham Jewelers is where Utah gets engaged. People from St. George to Rexford drive to Logan to shop Utah's oldest jewelry store. One major reason is price. When diamonds are compared up and down the Wasatch Front, SC Needham Jewelers is as low or lower than any store in the state. We compete with any 50 to 70% off sales, internet prices, or so-called wholesale prices. Recently voted as #1 jeweler in the best of northern Utah. Monday through Saturday, 10 to 7. SC Needham Jewelers, middle of the block, at the sign of the clock.
KVNU Game Day continues with Aggie Call. Your chance to talk about today's game. Call 753-KVNU or 800-369-KVNU.
Well, we ended up getting about an hour in, and we heard from Coach Odom, and appreciate Jake Ellis for getting the audio. Jake will write a story on CacheValleyDaily.com about this game, and always follow the Aggies there, and you can follow through CacheValleyDaily.com And we're here pregame and postgame to always get you ready. Jalen Moore with me before the game, so we'll be on at 6 o'clock on Wednesday night. The game is on KJazz, I'm told, for the game on Wednesday night against Weber State at 7 o'clock.
It should be a good game, and I would certainly recommend if
you can go down there.
If you can go down there, it'll be a great performance. This Weber State team, again, they're 9-1 on the season. They've got 5 guys that are averaging double figures.
They
and
played
one
very
9.2.
solid. Mm-hmm.
They've got a big guy, Dante Bassett. He played. He's only played one game tonight.
Yeah, he came off the bench, and he just barely is eligible for him now.
So this is going to be a tough matchup. You know that Kobe McEwen's going to, he's going to want to do something special. He wants to make it a special night for him. But again, Coach Ray is going to have this team ready. So
he got a transfer from Southern Utah. He's got a freshman kid. I think his name's James. That's a really good player.
Dylan Jones.
Maybe it's Jones or whatever.
Yeah, he's out of South Carolina. As a freshman, he's already averaging 12 points or so. This is. I look at Weber, and this is kind of what I'd like to see more from Utah State. Balls being really, dispersed.
And tonight's perfect. And when we're playing well, we have to have this kind of night off because that's what runs our offense. It really does, for sure.
And again,
sorry.
I was just going to say 26 assists on 31 baskets. They
continue to have we haven't had numbers like 26 assists in games, and we've had it like three times this year. And then what about the Wyoming-Utah Valley game?
That game is now a final. Wyoming ended up they got away with the victory. They won 74-62. But here's the thing that I look at, which is a little scary. Every team in the Mountain West Conference has at least a 500 record
or more now.
Yeah.
Nevada's 4-4 because they haven't played for a while with the COVID.
Right.
They're the only one at even. San Jose went to 5-4 today. UNLV's now 6-5 with their win today. Boise State won last night. They're 6-4. New Mexico won. They're 6-4. And every team won today. We went 6-0. Our conference is now 83 wins and 32 losses so far. That's about 73% winning percentage so far.
So I go back to
you got a top 25 team in Colorado State.
Yeah.
You're going to have Wyoming is now 9-1, and then Fresno's 8-2, and their only loss is to Arizona.
Yeah, who's a top 10
Only
team.
6 undefeated teams now in college basketball. It went from in 1 week 15 down to 6.
And so, but the Aggies are going to have to be ready. I mean, you look at there are going to be no off nights.
No,
there are going to be no breaks where you go, okay, this trip. We got to be ready for this team, but the other one we should be able to rest up. You're going to have to be ready to go every night.
You better get ready for sure in this league. You're absolutely right, John. All right, John, thank you very much. Appreciate it very much. Let's do our Cache Valley Bank final stats. Again, for New Orleans, their leading scorer is Kirkland. Again, he had 14 points in 14. Simeon Kirkland, 14 points, 14 rebounds in 30 minutes tonight to lead them. Allen Eikens had 8 points on 8 rebounds in the game. Off their bench, Carson did not score, and Bell scored 2. Jackson fouled out. He had 8 points and 3 rebounds. And Dominic St. Hilaire, their leading scorer, only had 9. He did have 2 assists, 5 rebounds, but went 0 for 6 from 3. And he's the only guy who really shoots a lot of threes. But Saki did make 3 of 5 threes for them. They made 4 of 17 there, and they shot 29%. Lost the rebound battle by 2. They had 11 assists in their 16 baskets. They did have 19 turnovers. The Aggies had 15 turnovers, but a lot of those were the guys towards the end of the game that got a bunch of turnovers. So that's the numbers for the Privateers. Rylan Jones in 28 minutes, 6 points, 11 assists, 4 steals, 2 rebounds. He was 2 for 3 shooting and 2 for 2 from 3. Brock Miller in 14 minutes only, 6 points, 2 of 5 shooting, got an assist, and he got the biggest round of applause from the crowd for taking care of the floor and mopping it up after, again, of Sean Bairstow's dislocated or broken finger. Went through the skin, as the coach said. So that's not good. Justin Bean, 14, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals in 26 minutes. Another solid game for one of the best players in the country. Brandon Horvath, 7 points, 3 of 10 shooting, 7 rebounds, 24 minutes. And Idle Rock, 5 of 9, 4 of 8 from 3, and a rebound, an assist, and a steal in 16 minutes. Wagstaff missed his shot. Shulga made 1 of 2 and had free throws, 2 for 2, and got 8 points eventually out of the whole night. How do you get 1 for 2, 3 with 2 free throws and get? Oh, that's his minutes, 8 points. He had 5 points in 8 minutes. Okay, I got it right. Zapala had 2 in 8 minutes. Bairstow had the 3 with 18. And again, I'm just feel so bad for him. Hillis played at the end and did not score. Dillison had 2 points. Dillison had 9 minutes and got the 1 basket and did have 2 rebounds. Hamoda had 3 points with 2 rebounds in 10 minutes. Ashworth, 20 minutes, 8 points, very productive again, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, was 2 for 4 from 3. And Dorius, this is the guy tonight, 6 for 6, 9 rebounds, 12 points, 11 minutes. Aggies hit 48%, 13 of 33 threes, 64 from the line. Not good enough still. Got to get that going. We'll see you with Weber State on Wednesday night, everybody, on Aggie pregame.
Following the big stories, News Talk KVNU, Logan, proud to be locally owned and operated by the Cache Valley Media Group.